Nature has located the eye close to the brain so that its messages may arrive there quickly.
Clive Wearing is a musician, a conductor, incredibly talented guy. And every single day, he wakes up and has no idea where he is. In 1985, he got a brain infection that destroyed this tiny part of his brain called the hippocampus. Now, every 15 seconds or so, his memory just resets.
20 years on, we're making a new film about you. Because millions of people watched the film and wanted to know how you were.
Good heavens.
So millions of people.
He keeps a diary, and people who've seen it all say the same thing. It's haunting. Just page after page. 8:31 a.m. I am now conscious for the first time. Then he crosses it out. 8:47 a.m. I am now conscious for the first time. Crossed out. 9:06 a.m. I am actually now finally awake. He has no memory of writing the previous lines. Every few seconds, for almost 40 years now, he thinks he's just waking up from being dead.
What does being unconscious mean?
Same as death. No difference between day and night, no thoughts at all. Day and night the same.
But he can still play piano, like beautifully. Sits down and just plays these complex pieces he learned before the infection. Which, how? He doesn't have memory. That's the whole thing. Except he does. So I started reading about this because how does that work? It turns out we don't have a memory. We have like several completely different systems, which sounds like something you'd say, right? Like, oh, I have a good memory for faces, but not names. But no, I mean actually different systems in different parts of your brain that don't talk to each other. So what are you exactly? Are you the thing that experiences or the thing that learns? Because apparently, those can be split apart.
Actually, speaking of splitting things apart, okay, so there are split brain patients. Surgeons cut the connection between the left and right halves of the brain to stop seizures from spreading. And at first, these people seem totally fine, like you'd never know, but their two halves are essentially operating separately. In one famous study by Michael Gazzaniga, a patient was shown two different images simultaneously. When his right brain saw a snow scene, his left just automatically hand-picked a shovel. But when asked why, his left brain, the only side that can speak, didn't admit it was confused. Instead, it instantly confabulated to clean out the chicken coop, he said. He wasn't lying. He truly believed his own invention. The left side of the brain, the talking side, didn't see the snow, so it just made something up to justify picking up the spade, and the person believed it, fully. Because you believe yourself, right? Why wouldn't you? So that narrator voice in your head is apparently just guessing a lot of the time.
That is projected and arrives in the left hemisphere can be talked about. But all that information that arrives in the right hemisphere is perceived and acted upon, but is not talked about because the patient has no awareness of it in terms of his ability to verbally, audibly express it out loud.
There's actually this researcher, I forget his name, I should have written it down, but he could predict what choice people were about to make like 7 seconds before they consciously decided, just by watching their brain activity. The decision was already happening. They just didn't know it yet. So free will is, I don't know, that's a whole rabbit hole.
And it's not just decisions your brain's making up stories about. It's literally everything you see.
There's a blind spot in each eye, a literal hole in your vision the size of 9 full moons. You've never noticed it because your brain fills it in with, well, fake information. It just invents what it thinks should be there based on what's around it. People find out about this and try to test it, moving their thumb around, watching chunks of it disappear and reappear. There's just a piece of reality everyone's missing, and our brains have been covering for it since birth.
In experiments by neuroscientist David Eagleman, subjects pressed a button that triggered a light with a 100 millisecond delay. After a few minutes, the brain recalibrated. It started treating that lag as instant. But then, they removed the delay. Suddenly, people were startled. They perceived the light flashing before they even touched the button. Their brain had rewritten cause and effect just to maintain its own internal logic. You are technically living 80 milliseconds in the past, always. That is the lag time your brain requires to sync signals. Light and sound travel at different speeds, but your brain holds the faster data back to make the world feel simultaneous. Your now is just a curated post-production edit. You're experiencing your brain's version of reality, not actual reality, which is, look, I don't love that. And memories. Okay, so you'd think a memory is like a file, right? You store it, you open it later, it's the same. Completely wrong. Every time you remember something, you're rebuilding it. Different neurons, slightly different each time. So you're not remembering the thing that happened, you're remembering the last time you remembered it, which was different from the time before. In my mind, I have this super vivid memory of my sister dropping a birthday cake. I can see the pink frosting, hear my aunt laughing, the whole thing. I mentioned it to her last month. She has no memory of this. Asked my mom? Nothing. I might have made the whole thing up, just kept adding to it every time I thought about it until it became real to me. So that's great. Can't trust that either.
Wait, there's something else about London taxi drivers. To get licensed, they have to memorize every single street in the city. It takes years. Researchers found that the part of their brain responsible for spatial navigation actually gets physically bigger. Your brain changes shape based on what you do, which means, well, it means you're not stuck with the brain you have. It's a work in progress, constantly rewiring itself based on your life. Think about the contradictions we've seen. You have Clive Wearing, who can't remember 15 seconds, but can play entire concerts. You have split brain patients, whose left hand literally doesn't know what the right is doing. You have blind spots you can't see, memories you're making up, and a perception of time that is technically 80 milliseconds behind reality. And somehow, this works. You're getting through your day. You're understanding this video. You can drive a car and hold a conversation without walking into a wall. There are 86 billion neurons in your head, more connections than there are stars in the galaxy. It's a chaotic mess that barely holds together, and yet it somehow creates you. Scientists are only just starting to map how it all connects. We used to think the brain was modular, one part for vision, one for language, but it's way more distributed than that. Your brain is doing things we don't even have words for yet. Clive Wearing won't remember this conversation happened in 15 seconds, but somewhere in that broken brain, he still knows Debussy. I don't understand how that's possible. No one really does. But that's kind of the point. The thing doing the understanding is the very thing we're trying to understand.